Good day, everyone. Welcome to our online class in Introduction to Philosophy of the Human Person. I'm your teacher, Mrs. Lovely Jimenez Tupa. Today, you're going to learn the meaning and process of doing philosophy. Here, you're going to learn its origin, how, and when it started. Are you familiar with Prince Gautama Buddha? More than 2,500 years ago, he declared that life is suffering. Why? According to him, if you look at your life, you will see that it is a series of challenges that you have to overcome if you want to survive. It feels like you are competing in a race in which you are required to successfully jump hurdles in order to win. And each challenge in life is really a question or a bunch of questions that you have to answer. For example, if you are not feeling well, you might ask, why am I feeling this way? How can I overcome it? How it will affect my life and the people around me? Philosophy, our subject matter for this course, is really all about questions and answers. And since by now you're already asked and answers hundreds of questions in your life you have experienced, you are now prepared to take our philosophical journey starting now. I want you to look at the picture. And after that, I want you to reflect on the picture. What do you notice from the picture? Did anyone get the correct answer? Why or why not? What does this picture imply about our effort to understand the realities of life or answer our perennial problems? Imagine that a cure for COVID-19 is already available and therefore the community quarantine was lifted throughout the Philippines. Wow! Freedom at last! You decided to travel the country. However, during one of your travel adventures, you come upon an unfamiliar area and therefore, as much as you hate to admit, you have to accept the truth. Oh no! You are lost! Obviously, the very first question you want to answer is, where am I? However, to answer this question, another question needs answering. How can I discover it? Or, how do I know it? Should you ask a stranger for directions? Or should you consult Google Map? Maybe you're going to look for some clues and road signs. And you're going to find the name of the street. Answering these questions are important because knowledge is not automatic. There is a method in knowing something, including knowing your present location. When you answer the first two questions successfully, you will discover your location. You are no longer lost. Still, you need to answer one remaining question. What should I do? Should you walk? Take a bus? Wait for someone to fetch you? You need to take one of these actions to arrive successfully at your destination. You might not realize this, but you are already doing philosophy when you are answering these three questions. Where am I? How do I know it? What should I do? The reason is that these three questions are the primary questions of philosophy. Let us now turn our attention to philosophy. Do you know the meaning of philosophy? Did you know that philosophy or the word philosophy comes from the two Greek words, philo and sophia? Philo means love. Sophia means wisdom. Philosophy is love of wisdom. Now, do you know what is the meaning of wisdom? Or do you know anyone who has wisdom? Do you think they have already wisdom? Let us find out. Wisdom in Filipino is karunungan, while knowledge is kaalaman. Do you think there are any differences? Let us first define the meaning of knowledge. What is knowledge? Knowledge are the things that we acquire while we grow up, like reading and writing, numbers, letters, and the like. Therefore, knowledge can be acquired from the education that we have from our home, from our school, and from our community. Otherwise, wisdom is the higher degree of thinking where we use our knowledge and experiences so we can make or create judgment. We can see that we need to have an open mind and meaningful experiences that we have learned as the time passes by so a person can fully achieve wisdom. They say knowledge is power. Yes, definitely. But knowledge comes from learning and wisdom comes from living. That's why having wisdom and should be the goal of a person, specifically a student like you. If philosophy is the love of wisdom, what are the things we consider in philosophizing? We philosophize in anything that exists, anything that is going to exist, anything that can be thought of, and anything that is known. Meaning, wisdom has no limitations. It should not stop. Now, as we know the meaning of philosophy, let us study and understand deeper who and what consists human person and why he has the ability in philosophizing. We should appreciate that we are all special beings. Why? It is because God created human in his own image according to the book of Genesis. We are different from any other organisms here on earth. It is because God created us with different characteristics and abilities. Let us discuss them one by one. First, we have the ability to think. We are different from any other organisms. We are a thinking being. Second, we have feelings that bring us different emotions in different situations like joy, anger, sadness, that enable us to live our life more meaningful. Third, we are a moral being, meaning we have knowledge of good and evil. We have ability to know what is right and what is wrong. Fourth, we have rights and no one else can remove our right from us. Fifth, we have dignity. We are created in the image of God. This reality makes us a dignified human being. Sixth, we are free. There is no limitation in everything that we can do, whether it is good or bad. But we must understand that freedom in its own has its own limitation. Seventh, human person has an embodied spirit. This means that human is not only composed of body, but with a heart, mind, and soul that gives them special abilities. Human is a social being. She or he has ability to interact with others. Are all the things that I stated can be found in you? I'm hoping your answer is yes. The general objectives of the subject philosophy of the human person is to be able for you to understand and answer the major questions of human nature, personhood, existence, and condition. It also examines the origin of human life, its nature, and its reality of human existence. Indeed, philosophy may not teach us how to make a living. Remember, it will teach us that life is worth living. Thank you and God bless us all. I hope you learned something from our lesson.